Okay, right now, I want Calvin to do something different. For those who don't know, this is Calvin Sunshine Shoulders. I want him to literally close his eyes and imagine himself sitting at home, opening his eyes, looking into his camera, and interviewing me. Okay, so you got that?
I got it.
Okay, so look and say, thank you much. Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, let me say this. Thank you, man, for having me on your channel.
Okay.
I think I told you this before when you came on my panel. I think that you have a whole lot more to offer than what you put out there so far.
Thank you.
There's very few black bloggers over here in the Philippines. I know it's maybe two that I know of. The black Filipino up in Manila.
Yeah.
That's just two perspectives, man.
Yeah.
But people want to hear about real life stuff. They don't want to hear about that. They don't want a travel channel.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I don't make it about color because my channels are all inclusive. Okay, I've got the majority of my subscribers are not black.
Yeah, I believe that.
Okay.
I believe that. Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to say that. Also, I want to say that you've done real well for yourself over here. I know you got a nice place. And see, that's what you need to show people. That's what they want to see.
Okay.
Can I come over there? Can I do what Gerard is doing? Can I do what Sunshine Shoulders is doing? Can I do what Ace is doing over there? You got a beautiful wife. That's another thing people want to know. Can I get a beautiful woman over here? What does it take? Because really, you're living the life over here, man.
No doubt. Yeah.
And people want to see that. That's why I'm transparent. I don't have anything to hide. I show them in my house. I built a guest house because I want to encourage people to come over here to the Philippines. See, one thing I want to do is try to eliminate a lot of the myths about this place. We know so little about the Philippines. Most of the people in my family and my circle, they had never uttered the word Philippines until I started coming over here.
Yeah.
And the only thing they know is Manila and the bar girls. That's it.
Right.
I don't know anything about this. It's a nice place.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What is
Very
it,
nice.
Ground Zero?
Ground Zero, I think it is. Yeah.
So what made you come over here, first of all?
Well, what made me come over here first was that I was working on a project and I came in for 30 days, just 30 days. That's all I wanted. And to be honest with you, I was detoxing. I literally detoxing from American culture. Detoxing from all the negativity there in the U.S. And I was detox. I found out that you pay a very high penalty if you want to continue that behavior in the Philippines, and I wasn't prepared to pay. So I was able to do the right thing.
Yeah, come over here.
Yeah.
I haven't had a drink. May the 13th will be 25 years for me. I stopped drinking because I've got a compulsive personality.
Okay.
And once I stopped drinking, then I started gambling real heavy. If I don't watch out, I could get into women real heavy over here.
Right. Yeah.
So I really got to watch myself. But when you talk about you were detoxing, yeah, I stopped 25 years ago. It's probably my greatest achievement. So how's it going now? Are you still drinking? What are you doing?
Well, I'm not practicing the same behavior as I was doing there. Mostly drugs. So to be honest with you, this is Gerard with the truth, black with the truth.
Yeah.
I was strung out on drugs, and when I came here, I was still.
So what were you using?
I was a cocaine. I was using cocaine.
Yeah.
So I was really a heavy cocaine user, but
Crack?
cocaine. Cocaine. I freebase.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
I freebase. That's what I did. Right.
Yeah.
That's what I did. But
do you even know why they call it crack?
Well, some people say it's because the sound that it makes when you put it on the pipe. What have you? Yeah, that's what it does. But it doesn't seem to be any of that around here. So I haven't found most drug that they use here is called shabu. And shabu is methamphetamines. Yeah,
Right.
They call it crank. They call it that type of
It's
thing in the
powerful
U.S.
too, man. I don't want to warn anybody watching this. If you come over here, it's not the same BS that they selling over there.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff coming straight from China.
Yeah.
And it'll kill you dead.
Yeah.
You better know what you're doing over here, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, I don't want to get into a whole drug type of thing like this.
I was just,
but
you did say
you are going to go through things in life, and there's some things I always prided myself for doing everything at least one time, you know, and then I made a decision if I like it or not, and I pretty much stuck to that, you know, and so if you're going to go through something, you know. See, crack cocaine is a different type of drug. It only took one time and I was hooked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I was off to the races.
Let me ask you something real quick. Now, you don't live in Dumagetti. You live outside of Dumagetti. What's the name of that city?
Amlan.
Spell that.
Amlan.
Okay. Now, how did you meet your wife? If you don't mind, did you go online or?
No. I met my wife. She was working in a restaurant called the Red Table in Valencia. Mm-hmm. And I stopped there a couple of times and I saw her and I talked to her. And just like I meet any Filipino girl, if I meet a Filipino girl, my main question is, are you married? No. You have a boyfriend? No. Are you looking to get married? Yeah. Okay. You know, once those questions are answered, then I move on from there. But yeah, I met her, you know, and she gave the right answers and I asked her out. And she said yes. Yeah.
So is it hard to meet a Filipino woman on the street? Because most of us, myself included, I met Marilyn on the dating site, you know, because I'm kind of shy, I'm kind of bashful really when it comes to meeting women, you know, because beauty still intimidates most of us from the West. So we see a beautiful woman over here and we're afraid to say anything to her.
Well, you know, meeting someone just walking on the street is, for me, it doesn't work. Yeah. You know, it's more easy for me to meet a girl who's working on a job. Because if she's working on a job, I know she's going to be there from 9 to 5 every day. So I can go by there at lunch. We want to go to lunch? Let me take you to lunch. No. And finally she says, okay, you can take me to lunch. You know, like this. So, I like to meet a girl who's working. You know, not only that, Calvin, but also tells me that she's responsible, she's taking care of business, you know what I'm saying? You know, she's someone who probably can help me or someone I can depend on if I need someone to depend on. Why? Because she's able to take care of herself.
One thing I noticed about women here, they'll tell you no a few times. And I think that's because we have a reputation, Filipinos have a reputation in America for being easy. So I think, to anybody looking out there, the first time you try to talk to a Filipino over here and get her number or whatever, she's probably going to turn you down. She don't want to come across as easy. So they get courted over here anyway.
Yeah, okay.
So, and then they all say, oh, did you answer him yet? It may take them 6 months to answer somebody. Yeah. He'll bring food over to the house and he's going to serenade and all that. And we're not used to that.
Right.
We have a different experience when we come to the Philippines.
Well,
it all happens the same night. And you get off the plane, you basically get married. Right?
That can happen. Yeah, I've heard it happen. But for me, if I see a girl walking around, I would never ask a girl, even in the United States, I would not ask a girl her number.
Yeah.
I would give her my number or give her a calling card or business card. That's why I always have them. Because if a girl spent $25 to call me, I would spend $2 to call her back because I know at least she called me one time. For me to just call someone, out of the blind, she's gonna say, "Oh, I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him," like this. Yeah. So I don't ask for their phone number. I give them mine.
Well, I'm gonna ask you a general question, something that we both know, but this is for your viewer.
Okay.
As a black man over here, how are you perceived? How do Filipinos look at you as a black man over here? How do they treat you? I know for me, they treat me better than I've ever been treated. They're not shallow. Racism as we know it in America doesn't exist here. That's one of the reasons I'm still here. Okay, nobody follows me around. The police actually serve and protect me.
Right, okay.
I've never been called the N-word over here. It's just, they look at me more out of curiosity than anything. What has been your experience?
Well,
just for your view.
Okay, my answer for that is that You know, they're not exposed to the type of culture that we have in our country. You know, they're not bombarded with slavery, you know, Jim Crow laws, you know, a lot of the racism type of thing. That's really on a day-to-day, you know, perpetual, you know, wheel on the news cycle.
Yeah.
Here, it's different. Here, if you can say a few words in their language, you are aces, boy. You are aces. Because that tells them at least you're trying to learn their language, or, you know, that you care enough to try to learn their language. As far as racism or something like that, you know, I don't experience. You know, I have felt some cold shoulders from some foreigners, but, you know, I don't hold it against them. I don't say all foreigners or something like that. But, you know, there have been times, I think mainly because, you know, I don't know what happened with the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or, you know, I don't know the latest UFC champion. You know, these are type of things that often bond a lot of foreigners together. It's sports. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not an avid sports follower or you're something like this, then often the time you're gonna be left out of the conversation. You know, but other than that, I don't have any problem. I don't have any problem at all.
I think you made an excellent point about it not being on that perpetual cycle of bad news about black men over here. Matter of fact, it's really the opposite. Filipinos love basketball.
Yeah.
Really, when they see black people, it's in a positive light.
They used to call me LeBron James.
Yeah,
First day. I said, what?
They love Michael Jackson.
Right, yeah.
Kobe Bryant was like a god over here.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's a great. Because over there in America, I mean, every 5 seconds you got that news cycle. You know, they all in our neighborhood. They only show you the bad side, never the good side. And it's really a false portrait. It's a very tiny. What's the word I'm looking at? View of the black man in America. All you see is the negative.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So whenever I get a chance, I consider myself an ambassador over here.
Yes.
For the people coming after me.
Yes.
Okay. And that's what I would say. I don't care if you're black, Asian, white. I think if you're coming from another country, you have to act as an ambassador. You have to be on your best behavior.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about, do you give back in any kind of way here in the Philippines?
Yes. When I first came in, I used to be a motivational speaker. I had an artist that we would travel around to different schools. I would make a donation to the school. I would talk to them about following your dreams and your goals. I've gone to schools. I've gone to a number of different places in forms of giving back and doing that. Now, since COVID has come, then of course a lot of things shut down, and I haven't picked that back up again. And besides, my artist that I was dealing with, I'm no longer dealing with right now. So as far as my giving back, I give back on a one-on-one basis now. I don't run the Palawan, which was a big problem that I have, because I have a big extended family here in the Philippines. When I meet a Philippine, and I meet their family, I love their family. I want to help you. Whatever I can do, let me help you. But then I got to remember that I have my own family now, and I have to take care of them too as well. So my charity isn't as big as it used to be.
So before we get off of here, let me ask you this. So your overall experience here, what has it been, your overall experience? For somebody who's looking at us now, thinking about coming to the Philippines, just based on how long have you been here, by the way?
I've been here 5 years. I've been back to the States twice, yeah.
What's your overall experience? Give us a short review on the Philippines.
If you want to live a calm life, if you want to live a full life, if you want to live a hassle-free life, come to the Philippines. You can maintain. I came here to live like a king. You see, that's why I come to the Philippines, why I stay here. And today, I'm living like a king. So if you want to live like a king, you come to the Philippines, find your level, and maintain.
What about any drawbacks
Any what?
Drawbacks. Have you had any drawbacks, any problems?
Well, my biggest drawback has been clashing with the misunderstanding that I have with people close to me. Being able to understand them. There's a culture here. You understand? There's a culture here that is completely different from the U.S. And you can't come here and just expect them to understand your culture, nor can they expect you to come here and accept their culture. There's a meeting of the minds, and you have to find that level. It took a while, but with my partner, we finally found that medium. And our relationship has been a lot better because, that meeting of the minds as far as culture is concerned.
So are you married?
Yes, I'm married. I got married in September.
So are you going to apply for any of the special visas like a 13A? Do you have any plans on taking your wife to the States?
Well, we're planning on having a child, and I want to have my child born in the United States.
Okay.
So that's in a perfect world. Right now, I'm still waiting at immigrations to provide me with an extension, so this way, I can move forward to the next step. The person in immigration is very good to me. I believe she really looks after me, but I'm sure everybody who goes to immigration feels that Flora looks after them. But I feel Flora really looks after me, and she makes sure that all my paperwork is in order. And right now, I'm waiting for her to give me the green light to move on to the next phase of what I need to do to get that marriage visa or what have you.
The 13A.
13A, yeah.
Well, you could hire somebody to do that for you right here in Dumaguete. Did you know that?
Well,
you wouldn't have to go through all that. They have a direct connection with immigration. All you do is provide them the information. Like JRC, and I'm not promoting them, but they've done some help for me. They did my exit clearance. They did my motion for reconsideration. But some of this stuff is over my head. I've got a high school education. Now, extending or doing the K-1 visa or spousal visa, that's not beyond me.
Okay, yeah.
Some of this other stuff, motion for reconsideration, maybe a marriage visa, like that, may be too much for me. I would get them, and their prices are really, really affordable. Have you ever thought about something like that? Because with that 13A, man, you're basically a permanent resident here. You could work here. You could go to school here. You could, what's the other one? Own a business here.
Wow.
See, there's a lot of things you could do by being married to a Filipino citizen.
Listen to this. Wow.
See, that you can't do on a tourist visa. And that's something you could look into. It's not very expensive.
Okay.
Several of my subscribers have a 13A.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at that tomorrow.
I want to thank you, man, again for letting me be a part of your channel. I believe you need to do, number one, more videos.
Yeah, because I asked them what advice could they give me to help me improve my channel, and this is what
videos, and then put them out at the same time. You're dealing with an algorithm on YouTube.
Right.
Nobody really knows how that works, but two things I know: you got to put the content out there, and you have to put it out there at the same time. You can't put a video out every 6 days and put one out at 12 noon and the other one at 6 a.m. and think this algorithm is going to catch you.
Right.
Because without that algorithm, I'm sorry, I don't care how good of a channel you got. Now, I have kickstart some channels because I believe it's a community, but everybody's not going to do that. Right. I pushed some channels out there simply because I had them on my platform.
Right.
Okay, but a lot of times you're not going to get that.
Right.
Nobody wants to help you. You're not my competition.
No, right, you're not mine. Yeah, I never felt that way.
Popularity contest.
Sure, okay.
But they can watch you and me.
Right, sure.
They can go from my channel to yours.
Right.
But those are the two things I would suggest you do. And talk about your life, man. What it's really like over here.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear about. There's too many travel channels out there. Okay. Everybody knows where Baraka is. Everybody knows about Palawan and all that. But when the rubber hits the road, what's it really like to get up in the morning, you walking around here, and
yeah, I like that.
Filipinos can flip a switch and you don't even understand what they're saying. What's that really like, to live over here where now the police aren't following you around, people aren't clutching their purse and crossing the street when they see you.
Right,
You know, this is what they want to.
Right, okay.
That's what they want to hear. And of course, you know, you can throw in some, like you being a fairly new channel, you got to throw in some dating stuff. See, I've gotten away from that.
Right,
There's too many people doing the dating stuff.
Right.
If you don't know how to come over and meet a Filipino by now, there's nothing I can do to help you.
Okay.
I mean, so many of them videos on there.
Right.
What Filipinos like, what they don't like, who they like, who they don't like, and all of that, right? But thank you again. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I want to thank Calvin for joining on my show. And everybody knows who your channel is, right?
Yeah, Sunshine Shoulders. And I want to thank all my viewers and subscribers out there. I had no idea. The guy was asking me, he said, hey, how did your channel get so big? I don't know. Like I said, I had no idea when I started my channel a little bit over 2 years ago, they would gain this kind of traction. But I know helping other people has a lot to do with it, because that's a principle.
Yes.
It's as rigid as the law of gravity. If you get on top of this roof and jump off, guess what's going to happen? What?
You're going to fall.
You're going to fall down, right? You're never going to go up. You're always going to come down. Why? Because of the law of gravity.
Right.
Doesn't matter if you're white or black.
Right.
Doesn't matter if you got a college degree or if you never went to school at all.
Right.
Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor.
Right.
It's a rigid law. It's the same with the law of compensation. When you help other people, it's coming back.
Okay.
But we're too selfish.
Right.
See, we think, oh, if I help Ace over there, that's going to be less for me. No, it's going to be more for you. Trust me, I'm sitting here, I'm living it.
Right.
When I started my channel, and I told my wife, I said, I'm going to sacrifice 1,000 pesos every week out of my savings to help Filipinos during the pandemic. She thought I was crazy. She said, you're going to go bankrupt. Because she knew nothing about the law of gravity. I'm sitting here now, we're giving away over 2 million pesos. That's a fortune over here.
Wow, yeah.
Imagine if I'd have kept that money in my pocket.
Wow.
Hey, Reg, thanks, brother.
Right.
Appreciate it. I'd probably be dead.
Right, yeah.
But I'm just saying, I quit counting.
Right.
Every Wednesday and every Friday, I'm going to keep spinning that wheel. Because I know it's a fact. We help other people, you help yourself.
Okay, with that, remember, dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action. Never disrespect the elderly and always pull someone up. And sometimes you're the only one to see your vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. Are we living good here?
Absolutely.
And if you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ollie Woodson, formerly singing the Temptations one song, treat her like a lady. And ladies, if you're lucky enough to have a good man like us, make us feel like a king. We'll always love you more. All right, Calvin. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing your meet and greet. Tell everybody where your meet and greet's at.
My meet and greet is going to be Saturday, February 25th. St. Carlos City, 4 p.m. at Meg's Resort. It's free. Everybody's invited. It's going to be a little bit different than this one. This is what I'm going to do from here going out.
Free food.
I spent a fortune on my meet and greet.
Okay.
I think this is a smart way to do it.
Right, yeah, okay.
Take care, everybody.
We'll talk to you later. Peace.